Good evening. The time is 5:30 p.m. Today is Monday, September 14th. This is the meeting of the Paris City Council. I'm going to call the meeting to order. We will start the meeting with the invocation by Mr. Anderson, followed by Pledge of Allegiance by Ms. Lancaster. If I could have everyone please stand.
May we pray? Heavenly Father, we thank you for who you are and all that you are and all that you've done for us. Father, we thank you in this country, Father, that we elect our officials, Father, and so we pray for this group that's been elected to take care of the city business, that you would guide and direct them tonight and help them to act in the best interest of the city, and we thank you for them volunteering their time and all that they do. We just ask your blessings upon our nation, for we need you so much. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next item on the agenda is the Citizens Forum. Persons desiring to address the council must limit their presentation to no more than 2 minutes. Unless an item is posted on the agenda, the Texas Open Meeting Act prohibits the council from responding to any comments other than to refer the matter to a future agenda or to an existing policy or to a staff person with specific factual information. Claims against the city, council members, or employees, as well as individual personnel appeals, are not appropriate for the Citizens Forum. The Citizens Forum is now open. If you want to address, please come forward, write your name and address for the record. Mr. Gladfelter?
Hi, how are you tonight?
Good.
City Council deserves to
Mr.
give
Gladfelter, sorry. You wrote.
right
Thank
there.
you. Thank you.
Okay, City Council needs to give raises to the policemen and other people, and there seems to be a shortfall in money. So we are cutting park projects and drainage projects, If the council would have been responsible, all of you are to blame for not recovering money that was lost, missing, or stolen from the PEDC. You would have had a windfall of money. You could have given the raises. We could have taken care of the drainage issues. We could have taken care of the parks, but you've ignored your responsibility. Are you listening, Mr. Pickle? I'm talking to you too. For instance, the Flower Mound residents came in here a while back and raised the devil because Tri-State Metal was going to build something near their homes. We quietly settled with Tri-State Metal. I can only imagine how much of the drainage and park money indirectly went to this little payoff. Please recover the money this city needs from PEDC. By the way, item 18 on the agenda, you're calling it item 18. I call it a free lunch. We got to stop giving 10-year free lunches to Fortune 500 companies like Campbell Soup. Maybe they can sponsor the shortfall to our parks and to our drainage problems. Thank you, and please do your job. Get that money from PEDC.
Thank you, Mr. Gladfelter.
I've signed in. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Please name your,
I'm
state your name.
I'm John Carney. I'm here on behalf of No Dig Tech. We reviewed the bid on the 2013 bond fund water and sanitary sewer project and believe that the specifications omit utilization of the latest technology and materials.
Can you please pull the mic closer to you and speak
Thank you.
so that people can hear, and start all over again, please.
Okay, thank you. My name is John Carney. I'm here on behalf of a company called No Dig Tech, a trenchless pipe bursting company. We reviewed the bid for the 2013 bond fund and realized the specifications did not include utilization of the latest in technology and materials available for both the water and sanitary sewer aspects of the project. The cost savings utilizing high-density polyethylene pipe and trenchless pipe bursting saved the city of Round Rock 23% over their open-cut PVC project, which is exactly what you specified in your bid specifications. The trenchless pipe bursting methodology reduces the surface disruption and traffic cuts, surface excavation 85%. It utilizes a technology that digs a hole 5 feet by 15 feet every 700 feet and pulls the pipe through the existing pipe, even upsizing as it goes. So no matter what the existing pipe diameter is, we can pull a pipe through that's larger with a larger capacity. The savings is dramatic. The lack of disruption is very significant. We've driven the streets today to see exactly the businesses that would be impacted by the open cut methodology, and it's all of them. The trenchless pipe bursting is the only methodology some cities use because of the lack of disruption. The HDPE pipe is a life expectancy of 100 years. It's recently certified in the last month by the American Water Works Association as twice the life expectancy of the PVC pipe that you specified in your 2013 award. So for less money, for a product that lasts twice as long, that's installed with less social disruption to the community, that project, we hope that you would review the technology and the new approved materials, the HDPE pipe. It's a seamless pipe. Your PVC pipe has thousands of connections that will be avoided by this methodology.
I'm going to need to stop you.
Thank you
Your
for the
time
time.
is up. Thank you. Is this an agenda? We have. Anybody else wanting to address? Young man, you want to come up? You're more than welcome to come up. Yeah, come on up. Yeah.
I'm a little kid.
Do we have an extra chair for him? Yes. Come on over. You want to sit with us? Come along. Here you are. Have a seat. Anybody else wanting to address the Citizens Forum? If nobody else wants to address the Citizens Forum is now closed. Item number 4B is proclamation designating September 2015 as the Blood Cancer Awareness Month. Whereas the blood cancer currently afflicts more than 1 million people in the United States with an estimated 175,200 new cases diagnosed each year, and leukemia, lymphoma, and myeloma will kill an estimated 52,560 people in the United States. The Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, through voluntary contributions, is dedicated to finding cures for these diseases through research efforts and support for those that suffer from them. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the City of Paris joins with the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society in designating the month of September 2015 as Blood Cancer Awareness Month to enhance the understanding of blood-related cancers and to encourage participation in voluntary activities to support education programs and funding of research programs to find a cure for them. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the City of Paris to be affixed this 14th day of September 2015. Janice, is there anybody to receive this?
No, I just need to mail it, please.
Okay. Here you are.
Thank you.
All right. Next item is the consent agenda. Any of the council members have any concerns or issues? Mr. Pickle?
No, sir.
Mr. Frierson?
No.
Mr. Clifford?
No.
Mr. Pilata?
No.
Mr. Jenkins?
No, sir.
Ms. Lancaster?
No, sir.
I have no issues. We'll pass the consent agenda then. I'll take a motion on this item.
So moved. Second.
Actually, I do have one quick question.
You blew it.
Receive the list of public information requests. Is this going to be part of a regular will it be placed in the agenda all the
Quarterly.
time?
Quarterly.
Quarterly, okay. Thank you. Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? The motion carries. Judge Hunt, congratulations for your reappointment. We move on to the regular agenda. Item number 11 is conduct a public hearing, discuss and act on a resolution authorizing the execution of a grant application through the Texas Department of Agriculture Texas Capital Fund Main Street Program for downtown sidewalks.
This is the program that we do almost every year to replace a few sidewalks as we go. This is a state-funded program through the Texas Department of Agriculture. Tonight, we need to break this into two pieces. One is we can go ahead and pursue the public hearing. We'll need to delay the resolution because of some glitches with the state that we've learned about this morning to the September 28th meeting. The sidewalks we're talking about doing this coming year are on First Southwest, a little piece by People's Bank, and then the block in front of Swaim's Hardware and whatever the other store there. And there's a little piece up on Lamar, kind of east of the square. So that's our next project.
So you want this item broken into two?
We just want to do the public hearing alone tonight.
All on,
Just the public hearing. We'll do the resolution part next time. So we do want to go ahead and do the public hearing because it was advertised.
okay. So the public hearing is now open. Anyone wanting to address for or against, please come forward and address. If there's nobody wanting to speak for or against, the public hearing is now closed. Item number 12 is approve the Visitors and Conventions Council budget for fiscal year 2015 and 16.
Good afternoon, Mayor. My name is Ken Higdon. I'm president of the Lamar County Chamber of Commerce, and I'm delighted to come out in front of you today and talk a little bit about our budget and the many successes we've had. If I could take a moment and just brag on the Chamber for a little bit, and the Visitors Convention Council and the Love Civic Center. It's been a great 4 quarters, a great year for us. The last 4 quarters compared to the prior 4 quarters, we're increasing an average of 12% each quarter. August 31st financial showed us to have a total of $617,470.47, up from a budgeted $571,064. That's approximately an 8% growth year to date. And of course, we still have another month left in the calendar year, or the fiscal year. We also hosted meetings, rallies, and events this year. We experienced continued growth. We have 5 major categories of events that I want to talk about real quickly: cycling, sporting events, dancing, square dancing mainly, motor events, and archery. Cycling events this year generated 143 room nights for us. Now, we're not satisfied with that, and so we're going to be doing some extra things. In fact, next year we're adding another ride category, which will be a 100-miler. We are also, for the Tour de Paris, we're also partnering with the Paris Arts Alliance, along with the Paris Blues Society, for entertainment on both Friday and Saturday night. Hopefully those folks that generally just ride in for the event and then ride back out, we're going to get them to stay. That'll also include some hot air balloons that the citizens of Paris can enjoy, and a concert. Motor events gave us about 310 room nights. Sporting events, about 325 room nights. This year, square dancing accounted for 365 room nights. It would have been better, but one of those events was during an ice storm, and we didn't have everybody show up. You can imagine. The archery, though, continues to be our main category, and those events combined, the multi-day events, generated 1,575 room nights. And so we're real excited about our relationship with the ASA and the Archers in Christ group. Not only did these events generate a lot of hotel-motel tax, which we're always excited about, but as the city looks at this, these attendees spent a lot of money with us. They ate in our restaurants, they shopped in our shops, and they filled up their their cars at our gasoline stations. So all generating additional dollars into our economy. We also had some success bringing in some new events. We had a dog show that was a first for us, and we're going to hopefully build that category even more so. We think that's a great future set of meetings that we can have with those folks. The DAV had their convention with us, and we also got a new boating event. Last year, we unveiled to you a new events committee, and they found us a winner. A few weeks ago, I stood before you to thank you, the council, the city manager, the Parks Department, especially Bill LaRanger and his crew, the Boy Scouts, and the Adult Probation Department for helping us clean up Lake Crook. Now, we had, so we could host the Southern Drag Boat Association inaugural race here in Paris. We had 88 drag boats from multiple states come in. We had originally signed a 3-year commitment with the folks, but after their first race in Paris, they want to talk about a 10-year commitment. That's because the way those folks were treated when they got here to Paris. So it's a fantastic partnership, and we want to thank you, the city, for helping us with that. That makes it all possible. We also secured an extension on the contract with ASA. The archery event added an additional 5 years to our commitment, giving us a total of 7 years for that event. And of course, when it's the big event, you want to make sure you make those folks happy as well. We are working with them to also bring in a regional event that we think will be very good for the community. Of course, the visitors and convention business is a very competitive business. So we've been out there marketing and selling and doing our job, and we also want you to know a little bit about what's coming up. We also secured the Triumph Car Club, which will be in Paris next month. Along with that, the Dixie Team, and I'm going to have to read this one, Dixie Team League Major World Series has just signed with us. They'll be here in July of next year. That is a big event. Those are 18 and 19-year-old baseball players, and it is well attended. That is a big win for us. Along with that, we've also signed the Cushman and Mustang Scooter Group. Now, I don't know if y'all know about Mustang scooters. I didn't. I knew about Cushman's, but I didn't know. But these groups come in together. They do a great job for us, and we'll be hosting them in 2016, along with the Southwest Tandem Bicycle Rally in 2017. We have a new direction in working with local groups and individuals to bring in additional events. For example, we are working with our Main Street director, Sherry Bedford, to secure the Main Street Convention along with the Texas Downtown Association State Meeting. While we are yet to bid these events, we're working on the criteria right now. We feel very positive about it, and we look forward to bringing those events here soon, though it may be a few years down the road because they're out 2 years in advance already. We also have great optimism toward bringing in other events. We have just secured the TexMet database. For those that are not familiar, the Texas Visitors and Convention Bureau actually has a database that highlights all the meetings and conventions that happen in the state of Texas. We haven't had access to that, and we now do. That gives us not only the meetings, but when those conventions are, who the main contacts are, and even more important, what the criteria is for bidding those conventions. There's a lot of conventions that we just don't match the criteria. You know, we don't have a big convention center with a big convention hotel attached to it. There are room nights, so many rooms that you have to have available. You know, but that being said, we still have a lot of conventions that we can bid on. And of course, we're trying to partner with our local groups. We've identified, we're in the process of identifying local civic, professional, and continuing education opportunities, which also can bolster the room nights that we have. Last but not least, we've had a significant increase in daytime visitors. I don't know if you've been by our visitor center downtown, which is housed at the Chamber at number 8 Plaza, but we are amazed. I am particularly amazed at the number of visitors that walk in our door from literally all over the world. It has been a bright part of my day to walk in and see someone from Paris, France, coming to Paris, Texas to visit, or from many, many other countries. But it has been a lot of fun. In fact, We've had so much traffic that the chamber decided to hire an additional person to help assist with the covering of the phones and the visitor inquiries. Now, that is a chamber employee, but that takes the load off some of our folks at the VCC staff so that they're segregated to do their duties and their jobs even better. At the Love Civic Center, we're on a continuous improvement plan. We all know the facility is fairly old and has some needs. Is that a good way to put it, needs? This year we installed a new security system, automated lighting sensors, several air conditioning units were either repaired or replaced. We fixed our biggest challenge. In the wettest season that anybody can remember in a long time, we had multiple leaks in the main hall roof. And those are fixed. Now, we still have a couple of little leaks in the men's restroom and one of our conference rooms. That's on the flat part of the roof, and we think we can get those fixed pretty easily. But that was a major undertaking, taking on that roof. And I thought it was going to get the best of me, but we finally won out. This year we hosted 78 events. Some of those were single nights, some of those were multi-day events, which we estimated about 32,000 folks came to the center this year. And that's great for a small center that we have. We have lots of opportunities coming up this year, including a major redo of the floor in the main hall, bidding on a new concrete pad behind the center that can be used by ASA, our archery group, and vendors that want to host outside events. We have the tractor pull and other events, this concert that we're looking at, the hot air balloons. Having a pad back there to set up for vendors is a great thing for us, and we think will be a win-win for us. But of course, those come with cost. We also have many repairs to do. We have a lot of updating and maintenance to do. Our group has done a good job at trying to keep up with all the different issues that happen with the Civic Center, but we're doing a good job. And those will be reflected in this budget, this year's budget that I want to show you here in just a little bit. Our leadership has also looked for ways to attract additional weekday events. We have a lot of openings during the weekdays, and we're also trying to address the lack of availability that we have on weekends. We are sending out an RFP, by the way, to local financial groups that we're going to try to put an ATM out at the facility. One of those things that we often get asked for, especially with gun and knife shows and that kind of event, art shows, etc. Overall, we're excited about the direction the facility is going in. I also would like to thank the many volunteers who serve on our boards, both of the VCC and the LCC, and those volunteers from the Chamber who this year donated over 4,500 hours to help make all of these events successful. That is a added value that we just can't ignore. It's great to have all those volunteers helping us. I'd also like to thank the staff of the Chamber, the Visitors and Convention Council, the Love Civic Center for their dedicated service and their work that they do in securing, managing, and maintaining the relationships with the multiple groups that come to Paris and the multiple groups, whether it be local or from out of town, that use the Love Civic Center. We look forward to another exciting year. With that, we're ready to go into the budget. I'm going to hit the highlights very quickly for you. This year, we're estimating the revenue of the Love Civic Center. Excuse me, we had Paris Convention first, don't we? The Paris Convention and Visitors Council, we are budgeting a $610,500 total income. That's up from $571,004 last year. By the way, our year-to-date budget is $617,470.47. However, in budgeting, I like to be a little more conservative because we never know what's going to happen with the weather, and that can affect numbers. So I'd rather be a little more conservative in that budgeting. I also would like to point out that $273,000 under motel tax transfer out, $237,857.14. That's the money that goes directly to the Love Civic Center, and that's where we get our budget from there. Payroll expenses, very little change, about 4%. Some of that is cost of living, but the other part of that is going to be used to help with these major events. The prelim to that is somewhat overwhelming to staff, and we could use a little help, so we've budgeted a little bit of extra there. The main change you're going to see is in the next line, the advertising and marketing budget. The state requires us to spend a significant amount of dollars on advertising and promotion. We have raised that from $20,000 a year to $40,000 a year to meet that criteria. Now, that being said, it's not that we weren't spending it, we're just putting it in that budget to make it even more identifiable. That's part of our job as a fiduciary responsibility for us, and we take it very seriously. That being said, that's a big change I wanted to highlight. I want to also mention that the chamber management fee of $37,398 has stayed the same. And we ended up with a $610,160.06 total expense, which is compared to last year which was $553,073.12 to end up with a net income of $339.94. Yes, that's a tight budget, but we're excited about it. We think we've got a win there. Would it be okay if I just go right into the Love Civic Center? That be okay?
Nobody has any objection? No.
Love Civic Center budget, our total revenue, we're looking at $319,357.14. That is an increase of about 5% over last year's $305,092.80. Year to date, by the way, we're at $324,314.07. Also, we want to mention that we've kept, again, the chamber management contract is the same, but if you'll look down 2 lines at the budget for building maintenance, you'll see a fairly good increase there to $75,000. That's up from $60,000 the year before because of the projects we've talked about. Now, we have a wish list that is substantially even greater, but there's only so much we can do with the dollars that we have. And so we want to be, again, very frugal in trying to get the major projects done before we start on other projects. And so these were our priority lists. That ends up with a total expense of $314,724, up from $283,811.50 the year before. And a total income, net income of $4,633.14. We want to thank you for your partnership. We want to do you a great job. I am very proud of the fact that we have been working together, and I'm excited about our future. Good things are happening. We're growing. We're bringing in new events, and we're excited. Thank you for all you do for us. Oh, by the way, I wanted to thank you and the city manager and the council. That baseball tournament I talked about, that letter that you wrote, the letters you wrote in support were much needed and came out and helped us come out as a winner on that. So again, that partnership is very important. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Higdon. First of all, I'm happy to see you here. You're always welcome here, you know that, and you've been coming here to council meetings, and that's give us a good update every time, and that's very much appreciated. I don't have any questions myself. If any of the other council members have any questions. If not, then I'll take a motion to approve.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very
This
much.
was
Thank
both
you.
of them?
That both?
Both?
Yeah, both of them.
Okay, it's
Yeah.
fine with me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
To just say one other quick thing, and that is I want to introduce this young man, Braylon, who's been coming regularly. Come on, stand up, show your face to everyone. He comes regularly to council meetings and sits patiently and watches everything. So, very good. All right. So, item number 14, conduct the second public hearing on the city's proposal to increase tax revenue from the preceding tax year and to set the tax rate. So the public hearing is now open. Anyone wants to speak for or against, please come forward and address the council. All right, if there is nobody wanting to address, the public hearing is now closed. Item number 15 is discuss and provide direction on the city manager's proposed budget for the fiscal year 2015 and 16. Mr. Pickle?
Well, okay. Last week's meeting was great. Don't have any issues with that. I would like to read something, though, however. And this is not about this budget, but about what we're planning now and in the future. And I just want to put a bug in everybody's ear. A pothole in the budget. City Hall must face facts and start fixing streets. There's a lot to celebrate about the city of Paris' latest budget plan. Record property values, thousands of dollars in new construction, and a stable tax rate. But something tells us you won't be celebrating. More likely, you'll just be rattling along on the same old streets that have been aggravating residents for years and that are unlikely to get much better anytime soon. This isn't a glass half-empty gripe. It's about decades of neglect that consecutive councils and managers have failed to address in a substantial way. That has not only been taken a toll on the day-to-day quality of life in this city, it continues to hurt our ability to attract new businesses and residents. So while there is much to praise in the latest city budget proposal, it is disappointing that management did not find a way to improve or a way to more substantially fund street repairs. This year, we have set aside monies for employee raises. Most, if not all, of that money should instead go to the basic services of repairing streets for residents. That is not to say city employees don't deserve raises. Many of them are dedicated public servants, and some are terribly underpaid relative to peers who do the exact same jobs in other cities. Still, the city set aside money for a 1.8% merit pool for city employees, and we need to face the fact that this city has failed in serving its residents when it comes to adequate street conditions. This year, though the council and management need to acknowledge that the annual maintenance budget for our streets isn't equal to taking care of them all and hasn't been for years, if ever, that's what needs to be fixed. The budget does not address other important priorities, and it's important to remember that the growth of the city is experiencing represents good choices made in the past, especially a heavy focus on increased spending for police officers. But decent streets are a basic service of city government. That needs to be recognized before the city council votes to support this budget. This is the city of Dallas. So what I'm saying is that we're not any different than anyone else. I will say that their tax rate is 79 cents per hundred, where ours is not quite 51 cents per hundred. So in the future, we've got to be prepared to start looking at streets, which we've sort of talked about, and everybody knows it. This is Dallas County. These are the ones that are highlighted have a lower tax rate than we do. The ones that are not highlighted have a much higher tax rate than we do. So while we may complain about our tax rate, I think everyone would probably agree that our properties are not valued at the same rate as they are in the Metroplex. And even these cities that have low property values, such as Highland Park, which is 22 cents, well, I can assure you that houses in Highland Park are not comparable to houses in Paris, Texas. So with that being said, I'm fully in support of the budget we have presented. However, in the future, I think we need to look at, there may be the possibility that we need to look at increasing our tax rate simply to take care of some things that we have all been guilty of neglecting over the past 20, 30, 40 years. That's all.
Mr. Pickle, that was very good. If in future you could please put this in the agenda so that we can read it ahead of time too.
Well, I didn't have time. It was in the paper yesterday.
Okay, well. Mr. Frierson?
I think John did a great job taking our instructions back to the drawing board and trying to find a middle ground. I am disappointed that, as I'm sure most of us are, I am disappointed that a few things got put on the shelf, much needed things, drainage, streets, et cetera. But at the same time, I do commend John and his staff too, for being able to kind of come up with a plan to fit what we indicated was important. I would also echo what Edwin said as far as turning the other cheek. We did it for far too long, and Dr. Hoshman, you and I both know that when we joined the council, we knew infrastructure was a big issue for both of us, and we were able to tackle that, and I hope in the very near future we're able to address the streets the way they need to, and not only streets, but drainage and other things, but those are of equal importance to me as well. So.
Dr. Clifford?
Well, I appreciate the work on the budget, and I find myself in agreement with the two men to the left of me. I think we do need to focus on the streets in the future, and I think we need a plan to continuously improve the streets on a regular basis so we don't get so far behind. But as far as the budget, I think you've done a good job on it.
Mr. Pillara?
No comment.
Okay. Mr. Jenkins?
I appreciate it.
Can I ask you one question? Are you dissatisfied? Because if you are dissatisfied, I'd like to know. No, I mean, really, that's what we are here to discuss. Whether it gets approved or doesn't get approved, but at least let's vent and see what your thoughts are.
I believe the people working deserve a raise. I do. But I don't believe giving more money like we did to the police and the fire is going to circumvent them leaving. I just don't believe it, because they're going to have the same issues. But I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. That's all I got to say.
Okay. Mr. Jenkins?
I appreciate everything John did for us and everything. I think we're doing a pretty good job, and I know we'll get around to other things, so I think we're doing okay.
Ms. Lancaster?
I think John did a really good job of weaving in our requests in the budget, and I appreciate his hard work. As to the drainage and the streets, there is no doubt in my mind we're going to have to put a strong focus and draw up a plan, and let's fix these situations and not kick them down the road for some other council to deal with.
I do have a few comments, and first of all, I do appreciate what John has done. I also want to thank Gene Anderson, because I think he keeps us on track, so greatly appreciate your work and all other city staff involved in it. Obviously, there is always a concern that it is not a great idea to cut city services to give raises, but, you know, there is so much in the pie, and, you know, you have to stay within that, barring tax increases. And so if we are not going to increase taxes, I suppose then that is the way one has to look at it. As far as streets is concerned, I am in 100% agreement, and I really think that as Mr. Frierson and Mr. Pickle have both pointed out, that what has ended up over years and what we end up suffering is that every council kind of puts it on the next council that who bites this bullet, and with the result that if the water and sewer projects had been done over the years, we wouldn't have had to go with a $45 million bond today. And we ended up doing that because there was no other way. And quite honestly, I'll bite the bullet this time and say that as much as I agree with doing the streets will not get done unless you do another bond election, because we will never have enough money to do the streets. So I think, as much as we want to hate to say it, but at some point, if we are serious about doing it, then the 7 of us need to talk to all our constituents and discuss the fact that, you know, if you want improvement in the streets, and if you don't want 10 years from now to have a $100 million bond project, then we need to start doing a smaller bond project or something or of the other, but otherwise to keep spending $300,000 or $400,000 is not going to cut it. We'll fix one street and the remainder will stay the same. So if we are really serious about doing the streets, which is what it sounds like, then we need to all work together to talk to our constituents and see what their opinions are, and then at some point we need to have a bond election for it. Barring that, I think we'll keep discussing. We'll be off the council in a year or 2 years, and it'll be further down the road. And every time we delay it, the cost of construction goes up, and at some point it will become prohibitive to do it. So I think at some point in the very near future, we need to bite the bullet and ask the residents in the community as to what we are doing. But by the same token, I think we should show that we have, we stand by what we do and what we say, and that the work which we promise to do is done in a good job, as Dr. Clifford has pointed out on some of the things. So I think what we should do is make sure that the current bond that we had taken, the job is done properly, and once that is done, I think if we go back to the residents and ask for their support in doing something for the streets, I see no reason why people will oppose it. But anyway, it's up for people to decide, but I'll be completely supportive of it if that's what it takes to do the streets. So with that said, I don't have any other further comments on this. Is there anything to be done on this item this time?
No, sir.
Okay. So item number 6, anybody else has any other comments? No? Okay. Item number 16 is discuss and possibly act on information received about contract specification of TWDB Phase 1 water replacement system and work performed. I need a motion to untable this item first.
Dr. Hashmi, before we get into this, and I didn't receive any information. I don't know what we're discussing. It says discuss and act on information received. I haven't received any information.
Quite honestly, I have not received information on this either. So if we want to delay this for a later date, we can, but up to you.
I would prefer July because I'm receiving information almost daily, and it's pretty hard for me to compile it when it's coming in.
But
And
I
I
don't
would
have-
like to have that in your hands.
Well, I'd like to have something before.
I
I'm
agree.
trying to follow the agenda policy that we passed in March.
Well,
So we don't want to.
Well, that's what she's saying, I
that's
think.
what I'm saying.
So you want to leave it tabled for the time being?
Right, I do, because I
Okay.
can't provide everything I want to provide for
Okay.
you.
All right. So we'll retable this item for the time being. Everyone in agreement on, do we need a motion to retable? No, you haven't removed it. We haven't untabled it yet. Mr. Platter, you wanted to say something?
I know this is not on the agenda, but along this, I was gonna ask something about along the same lines. The work that was done along 19th, southwest stuff, is it completed?
No.
Good,
long ways to go.
good.
All right. So getting back on, item number 17, discuss and act on an ordinance amending section 1924 of chapter 19, article 2 of Code of Ordinances, providing an additional exception for antique or special interest vehicles stored by a motor vehicle collector in a carport with an appropriate fitted car cover. Mr. McCallier.
Yes, Mayor and City Council, at a prior meeting, you requested staff to come up with a way to create an exception for those antique or special interest vehicle collectors who are working on vehicles inside their carport, and maintaining those with a fitted car cover would be exempt from the junk motor vehicles ordinance, which I've prepared and brought before you this meeting.
Instead of everyone by name, everybody is read and in agreement with this? Sure. Mr. Plata, you had the issue with this. Are you satisfied with this?
Yes, I am. I'm satisfied with it.
Okay, all right. I'll take a motion then. Second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? No. All right. Item number 18 is discuss and act on a resolution approving a tax abatement agreement with Turner Industries. Who's presenting this? Mr. City Manager? Tax abatement agreement? Or
We've got a
can-
representative from Turner
Okay.
here also who wants to speak.
All right.
This was a request for a tax abatement made by Turner Industries for a new office building that they propose to construct on their Paris, Texas property. The structure is over 20,000 square feet in size, I can't remember the exact number, 24,000, something like that. And they plan on spending approximately $6 million on the structure and on the furnishings and improvements for the structure, and have requested a tax abatement from the city. Went through the tax abatement advisory committee. They recommended it for the request, which was the 10-year, 100% tax abatement. And I believe the county's supportive of that, and the college is not participating in this tax abatement for their own reasons. And I believe we have a representative from Turner Industries here tonight who may want to address the council on this.
I'm Paul Link. I'm the plant manager and for Turner Industries. And as I recall, we came before the committee to, I think on May 21st, to talk to you guys about approving this abatement. I think we've, at that point made our plea about our intentions, what it is that we were going to do with the money, with the rebates. So I don't know if there's any more questions about that. I think there was an extensive presentation about I think the over $6 million that we're going to invest in an office building, a state-of-the-art office building for our employees. And so I don't know if you have any questions, if anybody recalls that.
I think we all recall. So we'll go through. Ms. Lancaster, you have any questions?
Not at this time.
Mr. Jenkins?
I have no questions for you.
Mr. Pilata?
I have no question.
Dr. Clifford? No. Mr. Frierson?
No questions, thanks.
Mr. Pickle?
No, but I'll make the motion.
Okay, well, what's your motion?
I'll make a motion that we act on a resolution approving a tax abatement agreement with Turner Industries Group LLC for 10 years, 100% abatement.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? No, motion carries. Thank you for
Thank you very
coming.
much, gentlemen.
Item number 19, do we have anything for 19? Yes, sir. Okay. Item number 19 is convene into executive session pursuant to section 551.071 of Texas Government Code, consultations with the attorney to receive legal advice from city attorney about pending or contemplated litigation or matters in which the duty of the city attorney to the client under the Texas disciplinary rules of professional conduct of the State Bar of Texas clearly conflict with this chapter as follows. Ben Click, DBA Tri-State Iron and Metal versus City of Paris, section 551.072 of Texas Government Code, to deliberate the purchase, exchange, lease, or value of real property. The time now is 6:18, and we'll go into executive session. Thank you. 6:29 p.m., and we are out of the executive session. There were two items discussed in the executive session. The first item refers to Tri-State Iron, and the second item was with reference to property as it relates to the Trail de Paris. So on the first item, the city attorney has given the council advice on an outside attorney to follow through on this Tri-State Iron case. Any of the council members have any thing to add? All right. Anyone wants to give direction? I'll give direction on, and then we can ask the council members. The direction is to hire the firm of Messrs. Law Firm to assist you in this process. And other council members, anyone wants to make a motion on this? I'll make the motion. Anyone second?
Second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. On the second item, we are going to give direction to the city manager to negotiate for purchase of property. The reason, part of the reason is that we have a trail grant, and if we are not to proceed with this, we are liable to lose that grant completely, which is in hundreds of thousands of dollars. So on this, I'll make the motion to give the city manager the authority to negotiate purchase of land for trail repairs in the sections that have been discussed.
I'll second.
All in favor? Anyone opposed? No. Item number 21, consider and approve future events for the city council, city staff pursuant to resolution number 2004-081.
I have one quick announcement, and that is that Congressman Ratcliffe will be in town again tomorrow at Fire Station Number 1 for a presentation on the safety device that they have for silo rescue. But then more directly related to us is, if you're available, I've mentioned to you by email, he's going to start having office, not he, but his staff will have office hours here, a couple hours every other Tuesday, starting tomorrow. And he himself will be here tomorrow for kind of a little open house meet and greet at between 12 and 1 if you're available.
All right. And I'd just like to add, I'd like to get an update next time on the agenda on the police office that we had discussed, the police office and the health department buildings.
Oh, okay, okay.
And next auction of property when it's coming up.
Okay.
With that said.
So moved.
Seconded by Mr. Frierson. All in favor?
Aye.
All right.